Once again, good afternoon and welcome to our session on this wintry Thursday afternoon here in the Northeast. This is Dave Buggy with Strava Technology Group, and also have a guest speaker on with us. Jeff, want to make sure everybody can hear you loud and clear.
Yep, I'm here, Dave.
All right, great. So thanks for joining, Jeff. Jeff is with InsideView, and Jeff is going to be taking us through the majority of the content in today's session. And just to make sure, like you're on the right plane, that you're in the right room, that this session will be on how to get the most out of the Insights tool that exists within Microsoft CRM and Dynamics 365. And the reason that I chose this topic is that I show the Insights tool to just about every customer and even every prospect that's looking at the Dynamics 365 solution, because it's a tool that I get a ton of value out of every day. Literally, I'm using that tool every day in the product, and using it for prospecting. I'm using it for constantly taking a look at my customer accounts, staying up, to speed on what's going on with them, building lists and pulling new prospects into Dynamics for us to market to, and so forth. So what I also find is that a lot of people don't know that that you have access to this tool today. As a Microsoft CRM or a Dynamics 365 licensed user, you have access to this powerful functionality. So we thought we'd create a training class today and invite Jeff to come in and show everybody all about the tool, because it has been updated pretty significantly. I think, Jeff, at the latter part of last year, there was a pretty big update, right?
Yes, correct, at the end of September.
Okay. Awesome. Well, again, I'm Dave Buggy. My contact info is here on the screen. If we can help at all in getting your system configured with the Insights tool, we're happy to help with that. If we can provide you any training, my contact info is here. We'll put that back up at the end again. And I've already kind of softly introduced Jeff, and Jeff is with the InsideView Incorporated, who makes the Insights tool that we're going to look at today. And Jeff is a Microsoft Alliance Manager at InsideView. So just a little bit of promotion on our end is that Strava Technology Group is a firm that's focused 100% on customer relationship management functionality and 100% on Microsoft CRM and Dynamics 365. We have a very senior level of staff that has many years of experience working with the Dynamics product. I have almost 15 years at this point. I know I'm dating myself, but all of my staff has been working with this tool for lots of years and are very experienced in the entire suite of functionality that Dynamics offers. So we can help you with just about anything related to Dynamics, whether you're on-premise or online. We have deep expertise in both. Whether it's upgrades to the system, adopting new functionality, which Microsoft has just been pouring out into the product with new functionality. We can help with that, with data integrations, enhancements, user training, or support. We can certainly help you with just about anything related to Dynamics 365 or Dynamics CRM, depending on where you're at in that kind of version cycle. So if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out and shoot us an email or give me a call. I'll put my contact info back up again at the end. You are in listen-only mode for the webinar, just to minimize any background distractions. We absolutely encourage feedback and participation. If you have any questions or want to interject into the conversation, please go ahead and use the tool inside of your webinar client. It's a Q&A tool, and you're able to just post your questions and comments there, and I'll be moderating that and looking for those throughout the presentation today. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing, Jeff, and turn it over to you if you'd like to share and take us down the presentation. That'd be great.
Absolutely. And Dave, thank you so much for the wonderful introduction and also coordinating the call. And hello, everyone. My name is Jeff Bruneau. As Dave stated, I'm a Microsoft Alliance Manager at InsideView, and I specifically work with our Dynamics 365 online customers to help ensure that they get maximum value from Insights, which is included with your Dynamics subscription. So today, I know there's a kind of a mix of people that are familiar with Insights already, and there's some people that aren't. So I wanted to just kick off the call by providing a brief overview of what InsideView Insights is, and then I'll jump into a demo to show you the key features and newest functionality that was released towards the end of September. So To start, I want to talk about the current sales landscape, which has changed significantly. Today's buyers, they're not waiting around to be educated by sellers, and not only are there more people involved, which Harvard Business Review even says there's close to an average of 6.8 people involved in the purchasing decision, but also there's a ton of wealth of information available online, which means buyers are doing their own research. They already know about the products and services available on the market and are further down the decision-making process before even engaging with a seller. So inevitably, these trends are making buyers more demanding, and to thrive in this new environment, sellers have to adapt. They need to focus on the highest priority companies, engage with a more relevant and timely message, and connect with the right decision makers and key players. And that's really where Insights powered by InsideView can be a key player in that. So it shows a couple facts. Research Forrester shows that 92% of buyers ignore unsolicited calls or emails. And for those sales reps fortunate enough to get a first meeting with the buyer, 58% of them go into these meetings unprepared, which creates that only 7% of these people, salespeople, get a second meeting. So again, this is really where InsideView can help out. And the previous days of volume-based emails and cold calling, they're over. And for sales and marketing people to be successful, they have to adopt a more targeted, tactical approach. In his book, Trigger Selling, Craig Elias says, if you augment your customer information with additional data, you increase your chances of getting a response by 68%. So think of this as kind of like a business card on steroids, where a business card with additional information like the size of the company the person is at, which industry they're in, and even where they're located. And the author goes on to say, if you add a timely, relevant message, the likelihood of you getting a response increases by 24 to 32%. However, it's not just what you know that makes a difference. It's really about who you know. In business, in life, relationships are everything. And if you combine the data and compelling event with a warm introduction or referral, the chances of you getting a response increases by up to 84%. So what if you had all of the data and insights at your fingertips to sell faster and more efficiently? And what if you were able to leverage your professional network to create warm introductions and help break into new accounts right within CRM? Well, Insights powered by InsideView delivers real-time data, insights, and connections from more than 40,000 trusted sources right into Dynamics 365. Making it easier to find the right people at the right time with the right message. And the great thing is InsideView Insights is already included with most Dynamics 365 subscriptions in the US and Canada. It just involves you going to AppSource and installing. So for today, I wanted to focus on the top 5 things that you can do within Insights. First is how to update your CRM data so that it's complete and up to date. How to set up news alerts so that you know when to reach out and the best message to use that's going to help you cut through the noise. And then how to save time and show up to meetings more prepared by performing account research right within CRM. Next is how to quickly find and add contacts directly into CRM. And then lastly, how to find connections to create those warm introductions that will help you get your foot in the door. So let me go ahead and jump into a live demo. Move right here. So I'm going to use Wells Fargo as the account for the demo today. And as most of you are aware, Insights is right on the right-hand side here. It's this box. It's,
Jeff, I think we lost your screen maybe when you switched apps.
Oh, yep. Let's see. Apologize. Give me 1 second.
There it comes.
Okay, let's see here.
There we go. We got it.
You got it now? Can you see
Yes,
Wells Fargo on there?
we do.
Great. Okay. For those of you that are new to Insights, it exists. It can exist on the account, contact, lead, or opportunity records. Right here on the right-hand side, and we've really created the UI to make it feel like you're right within Dynamics 365, that it's a part of it. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is how to keep your data complete and up to date. In the past, this would involve people having to go to several different sites just to get some basic information like your annual revenue, where a company is located, how many employees they have, etc. And on top of that, they would have to come back in the CRM and then manually input it in there. So this is why a lot of salespeople in the past just looked at a CRM as almost as a nuisance. Well, if it's set up properly and efficiently, CRM can be a great resource to them. And one of the things to make it much easier and simpler for them is the syncing capability right within Insights. So, for example, if I came into an account record like Wells Fargo and was missing some basic information, or maybe hasn't even been updated in a long time, well, I can come in here and just click on these concentric circles, and within seconds, I can see on the left-hand side which data I already have existing within Dynamics 365, and then what data is different or possibly missing within InsideView. So, apologies. Normally it takes seconds. There it is. So I can easily, again, come in here. I can see which data exists within Dynamics 365 already, which data is different or possibly missing that we have in InsideView. Anything that is missing or different, it's going to be highlighted here and also have a check mark. So users have the ability to come in and deselect or select information as possible. And I'll talk about this in just a few minutes. But admins on the account have the ability to adjust the field mapping as well. So if you use any type of custom field names, you can map them to the appropriate data within InsideView. So again, come in here within a matter of 2 clicks, you can update account with over 40 different fields of data automatically. So that's a syncing capability. Let's talk about the pre-call research. This is a very time-consuming process for a lot of sales and marketing people. Again, we're going out and making this much more easier and bringing it right within CRM. So we're keeping people in Dynamics, which naturally boosts CRM adoption. So if I want to do any pre-call research, I can quickly come in here and click on Insights. Not to confuse it with the name of our product, but this is going to be those news articles, those compelling events that you can be aware of. So I can quickly glance in here and see, are there any sales triggers that would indicate a good time to reach out and a good message to use? Do I have any key contacts that I could possibly leverage my professional network to create a warm introduction with? And then we even pull in social buzz. So this will allow me to see, is there anything important that Wells Fargo is tweeting about, or is there anyone tweeting about Wells Fargo that I should be aware of? Again, it's bringing it all right within Dynamics. Furthermore, with your pre-call, pre-meeting research, makes it really simple. I can come in here, if it's possibly a new industry, or if I'm just looking to expand my knowledge on a specific company or industry, I can come in here and just get some basic information, like the industry profile, even competitors. So if you have some existing customers that you'd like to basically find other companies that are similar to that, you can come right within here. I can see several different accounts that are similar to a Wells Fargo. And then additionally, even financial statements, we're bringing all that in. This is all stuff that you could go off and potentially do on your own. Again, it's going to involve you having to go to several different websites and then manually inputting this data into CRM. We're bringing all of this right into one place for you.
And Jeff, I think you hit on a couple of really key
Yeah.
things there. One is user adoption. That this is creating a lot of user adoption with the sales folks. I can tell you that the people that we train on this, that we show them the tool, we train them on it, like me, they absolutely love it. And I think the second important point here is that you could go get this data on your own, but users don't. Or they go and they look at it and they don't update CRM. That's probably a more likely scenario. So that data is not being fed back to your marketing department. So I use it. One of the key things that I love about the data it brings in is just simply the SIC code, because it's not something that reps think a lot about, and probably put a lot of importance on, but it is important to the marketing folks. That one field could be, a pivot point in marketing. So I think those two things that you hit on, Jeff, are really key in a lot of the value that this tool offers.
Yeah, absolutely, Dave. And if sales and marketing alignment is of importance to you, which it is to most companies, this is a great tool to allow salespeople to be a part of that process. To, again, just as you said, update certain fields that you wouldn't normally think of, like the SIC code, but really allows marketing to go in and get a much more clear, accurate picture of who their customers are and who their targets are as well. So, great point, Dave. So let's talk about the family tree as well. So this is a great great tool for prospecting in particular. But if you're again just trying to expand maybe into global subsidiaries, we're going to list all of these entities that are under the parent company to give you a sense of other accounts that you might be able to expand into. Was there any questions, Dave? I'm not monitoring the chat, so let me know. Just feel free to chime in if there's any questions, okay?
Nope, you're doing a great job. There's no questions right now.
Awesome. So let's talk about finding contacts. So, a lot of times people, sales reps in particular, are handed new accounts. Maybe they don't have certain contacts there, or maybe their contacts have left or gone dark and they need to expand their relationships. Well, again, Insights is going to make that really easy. By coming in to find contacts, I can easily come in here and search for specific titles, or even filter by job level, job function, etc. So, if it's sales, human resources, finance, I can really filter by those specific job functions. Once I narrow it down to contacts that I'd like to add to CRM, I can come in here and I can multi-select up to 25 different contacts at one time and add them as either a contact or as a lead, depending on the process that you have established. Additionally, with that, if there's certain contacts, maybe I'm trying to nurture some accounts and I just wanted to keep an eye on them to see if there's any compelling events that I would need to reach out on. I can add these contacts or companies to a watch list, which will basically set it up so that if there are any relevant events that I need to be aware of, I can be alerted to it. Can also easily view it within Insights as well. So this is one way to just easily keep an eye on contacts that are of interest to you. One other thing that's really powerful right within this screen is the ability to leverage not only your professional network, but everyone at your company that uploads their connections into InsideView. You're going to easily be able to see how you're connected to different individuals. And let me share one example here. All of these contacts that I have a little person icon here, it indicates that I have some sort of a connection with. So let's just use Colleen Ferris as an example. I'm going to click right here and see. I can see that I am connected to Colleen through Heidi Tucker, our VP of Global Alliances. And Heidi and Colleen are connected both on LinkedIn and on Outlook. And let me tell you why that's important. If it was only LinkedIn, if you're anything like me or most people I talk to, it seems like the power of the connections on LinkedIn are becoming diluted because we tend to add people that we've never engaged with or spoken with in our life, or vice versa. They're adding us. So if Heidi and Colleen were only connected on LinkedIn, there's definitely a chance that I could ask Heidi for referral or introduction to her. But there's also a pretty good likelihood that they've never met and they're just solely connected on LinkedIn. the reason why this is important is I can see that Heidi has Colleen as an Outlook contact. So that means Heidi went through the process to actually add Colleen as a contact in Outlook, which really likely means that they've had some sort of interaction or exchanged some type of communication. So seeing that they're connected in a couple different manners, I can be a lot more confident that if I went to Heidi to ask her for an introduction, that she could actually proceed with that. So a powerful tool, and it does involve a quick setup, a manual setup, and I'll talk about how to set that up. But again, the more people that upload their connections, the more powerful this tool will become for your company. And it's all going on your own private cloud, so InsideView is not using your connection data for any other purpose besides helping you connect the dots between yourself and people of interest.
That's a great feature. We do have a question that came in, which is
Yeah.
Insights available on the account object, or is it available on opportunities in other areas? If you could just recap that quickly.
Yeah, great question. So you can actually install Insights onto the account, contact, lead, and opportunity records. So ideally, most customers will have it on all 4 record types.
Great.
Great question. All right, so that is how to add contacts. Kind of on the same premise, and a new feature that was added towards the end of September is our list building capability. And this is previously a feature that we had charged for, but really, with our relationship with Microsoft, we want this to be as powerful a tool as possible so that more people use it and continue to use it. So list building is one of those features, again, that we previously charged for, but is now included with Dynamics 365, and we're going to continue to layer on even more functionality as we progress. So let me show you a little bit about the list building capability. Really a great tool for any of those users that are looking to build out their territory, or just get a sense of what their total addressable market is within a particular territory. So depending on the criteria that a user adds, you're going to see the number of companies and people change to reflect the number of records that we have in our database. Any company or contact records that already exist within your CRM are going to be indicated here with a little blue check mark. So you can push new accounts or even update existing accounts by just pushing the data again. But let me talk about the different filters that we have. So you can sort by location, city, state, country, area code, zip code. So a lot of times I hear territories are based on certain zip codes. They can come in here and insert different zip codes separated by commas, or even use an asterisk to basically list all of the zip codes with similar numbers. Employee size, revenue, etc. Dave, as you talked about earlier, the SIC code, NAICS code. This is a great way to really drill in on specific companies. So if you've gone through the process of identifying your ideal customer profile, those companies that are most likely to purchase from you and stay with you for a long period of time, well, use Insights to find the SIC code or the NAICS code to come in here and really filter for those companies that are similar to your ideal customer profile. You're really drilling it in. And again, a user can come in here and multi-select companies or contacts to push directly into CRM. Each user is going to have the opportunity to export up to 500 company records and 500 people records each month. So that will just reset. Typically we find people don't need any more of that. That will usually suffice. But if I wanted to add these companies, I would just come over here, click the plus button, and again, I'm directly pushing that into CRM, saving me a significant amount of time, and also ensuring that the data I'm pushing in there is complete and up to date as well.
And that's the point that you made, Jeff, about you're able to today, if you have this tool, go and pull in 500 companies per month per user.
Yeah.
The folks that are on the call today could go back today and add value by going and doing that, right? So if there's a, maybe go to your chief marketing officer or to your VP of sales and say, hey, if there was a, the perfect kind of list of 500 contacts, or if you have 10 users, it's 5,000, that we could pull out of a system, what would they look like? And you could go and do that and it wouldn't cost you a dime. So that's a great takeaway from the session today.
100%. I mean, especially for marketing, if I was trying to find out a total addressable market for a particular industry or geography, again, with these blue check marks, I can see, I'm targeting these companies already, whereas these ones without them, these are companies that I'm missing out on potentially. So you can, again, easily come in here and just add them to your database.
Yep. There is another question. Kelly asks, in terms of the data that is either being updated on the records in CRM or pulled in from a list like this, how is it maintained for accuracy? And I think you guys have a couple different potential solutions to that. If you want to talk about that now, or if you want to wait until you get to that section where you're going to talk about some of the other offerings that InsideView has.
Yeah, so I can definitely address that now. So we're going out and we're constantly updating our database. Of course, company and contact data is just, it's continually changing as well. People are moving jobs, they're leaving the company, getting promoted, etc. So it is, a constant challenge that we're continually updating. The way that we're doing is we're multi-sourcing our data from over 40,000 different sources, and then we're triangulating that data against each other in order to validate it. And we don't just rely on one method to source it. We use several different methods. So we use automation, as well as we have an editorial team. We go out, we use social, and even crowdsourcing. So people can come in here if there's a contact that you come across that for sure just left a company, you can be a part of that as well. So you can flag it and our editorial team will go in and verify it.
Yeah, and I think part of her question might have also been, how is it maintained ongoing for accuracy? Data changes, as you said. How do you assure that the data is being kept up to date? And that's where I think you guys also have some solutions to that that are outside the free tool, but nonetheless, you have some good solutions to that too, right?
So Dave, if I have it correct, the question's more about how they keep their personal CRM data up to date.
Yeah, so if we brought in, let's say, Avaya Inc. Here in your import, and then their data changes in the next month, what type of service can you offer that would keep that record up to date?
Yeah, I can definitely touch on this in a little bit too, but we do have a solution called Refresh, which will automatically update records if there's any fields that are missing or changed. So as a admin on that, you can set it up so a particular set of accounts can be updated, and then you set up the cadence as well. What a lot of our customers will do, we'll set it up so like every quarter, it's basically going to scan if any of the accounts of interest to them have missing or different data. It's going to automatically update those records for them.
Great. One other question. So we're getting some good questions here.
Yeah.
Is there a setting to turn on the ability to add a contact? The person apparently has the Insights tool, Mark, and is not seeing the ability to add. Sometimes, Mark, the little button where it says add the contact can be just a little bit deceiving at times. You kind of have to hover over it, and then it gives you the ability to add as a contact or a lead. So maybe take a look at that again. I'm sure Jeff can go back and show that on the screen here for you. But also, if you don't have that capability, is there a security setting somewhere that you're aware of, Jeff, that would give them that capability?
Yeah, I mean, we do on the back end have a way to disable contact syncing if necessary, or exporting rather.
Gotcha.
But that would have to be done on our side. I'm sorry, was the gentleman's name Mark?
Yeah,
Apologies.
so I
Yeah.
guess if that's a persistent issue, maybe just pull up one of these and show them where the
Yeah.
button is to add it. If it's a persistent issue, I can tell you that their support is fantastic as well, Mark. So just go to their site. There's a support area. You can log a ticket there, and you'll get the help that you need.
Absolutely. So for Mark, if you can see my screen here, you just come into Find Contacts, selecting the contacts that you'd want to add, and this little plus sign here will give you the option to add that contact as a contact or as a lead.
Yeah, be interested also, Mark, if you take another look at that, if that solves your problem there. Be interested to know if that helped.
Yeah, and Dave, I was going to provide my contact information at the end, and maybe that's something that you can send out to everyone.
Sure.
But I'm more than happy to help troubleshoot everything, and I also want to ensure everyone's has upgraded to the newest version of Insights, which is Insights 4.2. It's available in App Source and super easy to set up. So yeah, we'll definitely make sure everyone has my contact information, and if necessary, I can definitely get our support team involved.
Great. Another question came in. Again,
Yep.
we're getting some great feedback here. It's something I wanted to cover as well is how does the product work? Is there a version of it that works with on-premise CRM as well?
Yeah, so we absolutely do have an Insights license available for on-prem. Unfortunately, it is not included with your subscription, so it would require an additional fee, and that cost is $25 per user per month.
Wow. Yep. Great. Thank you for the answer.
Yep. Did you say there was another question, Dave?
Nope. I think we're clear for right now.
Okay. Yep. Great. Well, let me know. What I wanted to jump into, I'm just going to spend a couple minutes just on how to set up all this. So if you go to Insights, User Settings, this is where, and this is stuff that we cover in a lot of our training, just how to set up the tool so that you're going to get immediate impact from it. So earlier I talked about watch lists, a list of companies or contacts that you just want to keep an eye on and be alerted to of any compelling events. Well, as a default, we have what's called these standard agents. You can think of these as sections of a newspaper. Not all of these sections are going to be relevant to you. However, they do come selected as default. So ideally, the first time you'd want to come in is deselect any of these categories that are not relevant to you, so that if you are alerted to any compelling events or view them within a company record, you're going to be cutting out a lot of the noise, and you're going to just know that the stuff you're seeing is going to be a lot more relevant. With the newest version of Insights, you actually have the ability to add custom agents or basically custom filters for it. And a great example that I like to use is a bank that I currently work with. They focus on early stage companies, and they created a custom agent for Series A. So basically, anytime a company or contact of interest to them is mentioned with the word Series A, they're going to be alerted to it. And you can come in here and add different keywords and phrases so that you can dial in that news and make it more relevant to you.
That's a great suggestion. I have some clients that also use it for monitoring competitors. They simply have those, records in their system. They have them marked as competitors, and they have them on their watch list, so they're getting fed real-time information about, things that are going on at their competitors, acquisitions, social posts, things like that. So it's another great use of that feature.
Yep, terrific point, and that's a perfect segue into this next tab. So with the previous versions of Insights, users could only create one watch list. Now they have the ability to create up to 5. So just as you said, Dave, a great example of one of the watch lists I would highly suggest people set up is one for your competitors. And again, this is just working in the back end. It's not taking time out of your day, but if there's any significant changes with your competitors or something that you need to be aware of, you're going to be alerted to it and be able to have that competitive edge and know how to address those certain topics. Other ideas for watch lists that I see a lot of use for is existing customers. If maybe an account manager or anyone that is looking to grow and expand your existing customer base, that's a great idea to set up those. and then targeted accounts if there's any new accounts that you want to potentially nurture or go after in the future. So just some examples for different watch lists. And then lastly, the connections piece. Excuse me. This is where the setup process takes place. In the past, LinkedIn had an open API where you could just link your account, and as you added contacts, it would dynamically change within Insights. However, that API was closed a year and a half, 2 years ago. So it does require a quick manual process. It requires you to export your contacts from LinkedIn, Outlook, or Gmail, and then import them into InsideView. And again, I just really want to stress this because I know some people are concerned about sharing their connections. This is all going on your own private cloud. We're not using the data for any other reasons besides connecting the dots for you. And if you do upload your connections, you're not sharing your all your contact information. It's basically just indicating that you actually have a connection to the individual. So just want to put any ease or concerns at ease, because I do hear that from time to time, but nothing to be aware of, and it's an extremely powerful tool that you have the ability to leverage. So besides Outlook, LinkedIn, and Gmail, you can come in here and really cast a much wider net and broaden your professional network by adding previous work history, your education, even reference customers. So if you have a list of customers that you're able to name drop, or maybe have just been with you for a long period of time, it's great to add those reference customers in here. And let me share just a quick use case for that is, let's just say an individual was a part of, at a company, was a part of bringing your product or service into that company. Then they end up leaving and going to a different company. Well, you would be able to see through this reference customer that that individual previously worked at the company that had brought in your product or service. So you're able to potentially target them to see if they can help you get in to the new company as well. So yeah, that's the connections piece. Last thing, Dave, I just wanted to jump in and just show a new feature that has been getting a ton of raving reviews on is, let me see here, sales and dashboards. So for any of you that use dashboards currently, this is a great widget that you can install. So I want to just show an example of what a potential dashboard would look like. What I specifically want you to focus on, though, is the box in the top right-hand corner. This is a great tool that easily allows a user, when they first come into CRM, to quickly identify any compelling events or any triggers that would indicate a good time to reach out to potential companies of interest. So they can come in here and easily toggle between the different watch lists that you've created, as well as the different agents or those sections of news come in here. So you maybe have an existing customer list that I want to see, are any of them expanding operations, or are there any key leadership changes that I need to be aware of? I can easily come in here and filter for those and scan. So not only does it serve the purpose of again, those compelling events and sales triggers, but what I've been hearing from a lot of other customers, primarily like CRM admins and sales operations, is that they found in the past that a lot of users would come to their dashboard and just immediately move on to the next page. Whereas they're finding by installing this sales dashboard widget, it's making those users pause temporarily, which is allowing them to get a better view of all of the data that is on the sales dashboard. So just an extra bonus that I've been hearing some other customers talk about.
Yep. Great. We have another question that popped up. Can insights be pushed to the users, or must each user maintain themselves? So if I understand the question correctly, it's an admin level function that you add to the different forms or areas of CRM. So if you want it on your leads, you as an admin, you add the insights view portion of the screen, for lack of a better term, you simply add that to the form, the leads form. You add it to the opportunities area, you add it to the accounts area, and the contacts area, and that actually then will show it for all users. But what you could also do then is, I believe also, Jeff, you can use security rights to add or take away the role to Insights. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly, Dave. You nailed it. So if you set it up at a global level on the different forms and records, as a new user is added, they're going to be auto-provisioned an Insights license. But you can definitely set it up. Some people set up different forms to kind of control who has access and who doesn't. What I want to talk about that though is this tool is absolutely primarily designed for sales and marketing folks, but I work with a ton of other people that are in other roles outside of those that tend to use this from time to time. And again, you're already paying for it with your Dynamics 365 license. So why not give people the ability to use it if it's going to be something that's going to help them be more successful?
Yeah. Yep. And the second part of that was, can the CRM admin manage the lists rather than the individual users? I'm not sure how to answer that. I'm not sure that I fully understand the question. I think it may relate back to the list building capability. Is that a feature that can be turned on or off for specific users?
Yeah, could you repeat the question, Dave? I apologize, I missed the beginning of it.
Yeah, it said, can the CRM admin manage the lists rather than the individual users? And I think that has to do with pulling in lists from the list build function. So can you take that capability uniquely away from certain users?
Yeah, so that's more of a account level functionality. So we can, on the back end, disable the exporting of accounts into CRM,
Gotcha.
accounts or contacts.
Great.
It gets a little muddy if you give it the rights to some people and not others, because it could affect, that would have to be done on the CRM end with different privileges,
Yep.
but it could affect some processes that you already have set up.
Gotcha. Great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions on that?
Not yet.
All right. Let's see. So I wanted to talk about, again, my role is to not only help ensure that Insights is deployed, but that your team is getting value from it. And we have a ton of different resources available for you to just help with that. And I wanted to share just our Insights webpage that we've put together. This is kind of your one-stop shop. It's going to have a link to Insights, which is available on AppSource. We have a free training webinar every first and third Wednesday of each month at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if anyone's interested in attending that, you can come in here, click on the free training and register for additional training. We've even put together some quick tip videos. So just 2 to 3 minute long videos on different subjects that are very digestible and effective. So again, there's a ton of different resources available to you. And of course, we do provide custom training. If you happen to have over 200 Dynamics 365 seats, we can provide custom training for you. So again, I'll provide my information at the end of the call here. If that's something that you're interested in, definitely let me know, and I'm more than happy to set that up for you.
And the user guide, I found, Jeff, to be a really good user guide. I mean, you would think all user guides are good, but not always necessarily the case. So I think I would highly recommend that people point, their browser to that and take a look and, have a look at the user guide. It's a really good piece of documentation.
Yep, absolutely. And for any of those CRM admins that actually are in the process of installing Insights, the installation guide's really great too. And it also includes step-by-step process on how to set up that sales dashboard widget, which I showed just a minute ago. And of course, feel free to reach out to me if you have any problems. All right, so yeah, that's InsideView Insights in a nutshell. I did, and I apologize, I had it up, but let me go to our website, because I did just briefly wanted to talk about other solutions in case you're interested in automatic data cleansing or marketing to build a higher volume contact list. If you come to our solutions here, I mean, we have a ton of different things available. So some of them, I already talked about Refresh, where you can automatically cleanse your data on a certain cadence that you establish. We have Enrich, so if you use web forms on your web page, we have Lead Enrich, so helps you or allows you to minimize the number of fields that you require and automatically enrich those leads that come in with up to 40 different fields of data, so that you're getting a clear, accurate picture of who those people are, but also it's great for territory, or rather assigning leads to the correct territories as well. So highly encourage coming in here, exploring. Fortunately, I don't work with other products. I solely focus on Insights. If you are interested in any other solutions, I can definitely point you in the right direction.
Great. And I don't think there's any other questions posted at this point. Did you have any other content you wanted to cover, Jeff?
Yeah, let me, hold on one second here. I just wanted to, and what's the best way to provide, let's see, from current slide. Just wanted to provide my contact information if anyone wants to jot that down. And Dave, maybe you'd be able to send it out to the attendees as well, so they have it?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, if there's no other questions, really appreciate everyone's time and hope you found this helpful. It's a great tool, and those of you that are on Dynamics 365 Online, you're already paying for it, so you know, contact me. Let's do what we can to help your company get the most value out of it.
Great. Well, thank you everyone for joining. I hope you got a lot of value out of the content today. I know I did. It was a great overview, Jeff, of the product, and certainly I feel one of the most powerful areas of the Dynamics 365 solution overall. Again, something I use every single day. So thank you, Jeff, so much for coming in today and taking us through the product. And if anybody else has any other questions, feel free to reach out to either Jeff or myself. And look for additional training webinars coming up. We're going to be scheduling one, I believe, in 2 weeks. That's going to go over the LinkedIn integration with Dynamics 365. So very synergistic topic to what we're talking about today with Insights, and something that there's a lot of interest in. So take a look for that invite. You should be getting that in your inbox soon. And we really appreciate you joining today. Thank you so much. Everyone have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Dave.